When it comes to short-term decision making, we can use the contribution margin format to analyze whether some of these decisions will have a positive or negative impact on our business. We also have to look not only at the numbers, the quantitative side, but also the qualitative side. So one example of this is the special order worksheet. So when considering a special order, we not only have the numbers to look at, but we also have to look at what the quantitative and the qualitative aspects of the business or the effect on our business might be. So in our example here, we have the special order exercise that we're going to look at has to do with the Genuine Leather Company. So they sell 5,000 units of a trifold wallet at $14.50 each, and here is the current unit cost per wallet. So we have direct materials, direct labor, and variable factory overhead. These are all variable costs, right? So these are our variable costs per unit, and they total $8.90. We also have fixed factory overhead of $3.30 per unit. So the first situation we want to look at is scenario one. At the beginning of 2018, Genuine Leather received a special order from a clothing store for 12,000 of these trifold wallets at a sale price of $12.50 per wallet. It says this is within Genuine's capacity to fill, which simply means there'll be no additional fixed costs. So that's why the contribution margin format is so important here, because we can easily differentiate between fixed and variable costs. Now, there may be qualitative issues here. In other words, why are we giving it to this company and not others? Those are things that management has to decide. But if we look at the numbers, we can see that we have a form here that can help us do this analysis. So without the special order, we are told that they would sell 500,000 units. Those are units, not dollars. And we were also told that they sell them at $14.50 each. So our sales without the special order would be $7,250,000. Our variable expenses without the special order, remember we looked at them over here and we found that the total was $890 per unit. So our variable expenses would be $4,450,000. So our contribution margin is going to be our sales, right, minus our variable expenses. So that's going to give us a contribution margin of $2,800,000. Now, a lot of the time when we've done this, our fixed expenses are expressed in a total. In this case, they're expressed in a per unit amount, and that's based on the 500,000 units. So we can say our fixed expenses would be the 500,000 units times $3.30 per unit. So that gives us $1,650,000. So our operating income without the special order is going to be the $2,008,000 minus the $1,650,000, giving us $1,150,000. So what we have to do now is take a look at whether we would increase our net income from the special order. Okay? And we also would maybe look at qualitative issues too, like is this a good customer? Do we need to keep their business, etc. So they're asking for $12.50 per wallet for 12,000 units. Okay, so they're looking for a sale price of $12.50 per wallet. Okay, and we know our variable cost per unit is $8.90. Okay, so this should be currency as well. So we're looking at 12,000 additional units. Let's move these down here. At $12.50 per unit, messed up my border here. Okay, but that's not important right now. So let's take our 12,000 units times the 1250. And so we would have an additional 150,000 in sales. What would our variable costs be? Well, we have the 12,000 units times 890 per unit, 106,800. So we would have a small increase in net income from this, okay? I'm sorry, contribution margin. So let's find out what it would be. So we would have additional contribution margin of 43,200, or $360 per unit. So the key here is, are there going to be additional expenses as far as fixed expenses are concerned? And we were already told that this is within Genuine's capacity to fill, so we would have no additional fixed expenses. So our operating income would increase by 43,200, or the 360 per unit, which doesn't really have much meaning down here. So just to get our totals here, with the special order, we would of course have 512,000 units. Our sales would now be 7,400,000. Our variable expenses would be 4,556,800. So our contribution margin now is going to be that's going to give us 2,843,200. Our fixed expenses have not changed. So our new operating income with the special order is going to be $1,193,200. So at least from a quantitative point of view, it looks like we should do it. So let's find out what our percentage increase in net income from the special order would be. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take the net income, or the operating income we received from the special order, and we're going to divide it by our initial operating income. So that's going to tell us what is our percentage increase. So it's 3.76%. So we would almost have a 4% increase in our operating income by filling the special order. So it seems like a reasonable thing to do. So our recommendation to management might be something like this: a 3.76% increase in net income, or operating income. I recommend we fill this special order. Okay, so that's what we might do for a business, for a customer. But what if we come into a situation where we're dealing with the local Cub Scouts or some kind of nonprofit charitable organization? So we'll take a look at that in the next video. Thank you for your attention.